This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth. The Canadian government has just congratulated Iraqi forces on the liberation of Mosul from ISIS. And in this video, we're going to show you proof that this was not a liberation at all, but rather a carefully laid out plan following their modus operandi of problem, reaction, solution. And the solution, or what's coming next, is absolutely terrifying. Canada congratulates Iraqi forces on liberation of Mosul, Iraq. Canada joins the partners of the global coalition against Daesh in congratulating Iraqi forces on the liberation of Mosul from Daesh control. All right, well, this certainly sounds like it's case closed here. It's, time to pat everybody on the back. But look at what Iraqi officials are actually saying. Iraqi PM says Mosul liberated, but that's news to the jihadists who are holding human shields. Hundreds of ISIS fighters remain in Mosul, and they're using their families, including women and children, as human shields in a fight to the death. So this is certainly far from over. A Canadian general has recently stated that nobody really knows Iraq's future once Mosul is fully liberated. Nobody really knows what the political situation is going to look like post-Mosul, and I would suggest that that includes the Iraqis. This coming from General David Anderson, he told the Canadian press in an interview from Baghdad. It's kind of like a topic that's not discussed in great depth right now, to see how it all plays out. Oh, it's being discussed all right, but this agenda is far more insidious than this general could ever imagine. So we need to take a step back right now and take a look at where this all began. In June of 2014, ISIS crossed the Syrian border into Iraq completely unmolested by US or Canadian forces in the area, either on the grounds or through airstrikes. And they actually obtained their weapons directly from the American government. Iraqi Sunni insurgents sieged huge cache of US-made arms and equipment. And they even paraded around flaunting this new gear that they had just acquired. The fall of the city of Mosul to Iraqi militants has landed them a deadly windfall. A massive cache of US-supplied weapons, including vehicles, tanks, and helicopters. The Iraqi government forces abandoned their arms and ammunition as they fled the hordes of Sunni gunmen streaming into the war-torn nation's second largest city earlier this week. Most of that equipment was supplied by the United States. So the US allowed ISIS to gain a stronghold in Iraq, in Mosul, before moving in with airstrikes from both the US and Canadian forces. Do you see what they did there? The US couldn't justify a Syrian invasion without going into Iraq first, so they generated a problem. Oh, you guys are crossing into Iraq? Perfect, here's some ammo and some guns and some tanks and trucks. This then generates a desired reaction. Oh my God, ISIS has gained a stronghold in the second biggest city for their caliphate in Iraq. Something needs to be done about this. And then they offered the solution, which is to drop bombs, further destabilize the region, and then to enter the territory as the humanitarian heroes. The battle for Mosul also drew in Iran-backed Shia militias. Mosul quietly fills with Iran-backed Shia militias using battle for revenge on Sunnis. So the US now has another convenient problem of what to do with these guys now. So the truth of the matter, folks, and what I wanted to bring to your attention today is that as a result of this liberation in Mosul, there is now a new ISIS in Iraq. It's now a decentralized ISIS, splintering into new categories, all while maintaining the same ideology under the umbrella of its founders, the CIA. This is a deliberate attempt to not only continue advancing into Syria, but to also set up the circumstances for an eventual invasion of Iran. So as even the Iraqi-led forces are concluding, there's no cause for celebration here. In fact, this just further highlights the fact that we need to reiterate where all this came from in the first place. The US government, through criminal elements within their intelligence communities, who devised a plan to create ISIS as the new Al-Qaeda in order to justify their wars of aggression while making it appear that these are humanitarian missions. Get this information out to as many people as you can, because their agenda is accelerating at an exponential rate, which means we need to step up our game here and double or triple or quadruple our efforts to stop the manipulation and stop the bloodshed. And as I'm sure you can imagine, the powers that ought not to be are not too happy with the kind of information I'm presenting here, and they're trying to shut me down. But with your help, by joining up as a PFT patron at patreon.com/pressfortruth, we can make that a non-issue by supporting each other. So thank you so much to anyone who's already there contributing and showing your support. PFT is nothing without you, and with you, we're going to be unstoppable. So thanks for watching, guys. Click the like button, share this video, and stay tuned for more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth.